talaga na kailangan ng Google Meet yung ating dinadiscuss. So today's lesson is rational equation. So in solving equations or equations that contain rational expressions are also called rational equations. Solving rational equations is much simpler than simplifying rational expressions. So we will be um, giving you the techniques for performing operations with rational expressions and for solving algebraic rational equations. So we only have two steps. The first one is to eliminate the denominator by multiplying each term of the equation by the least common denominator or called the LCD. Then the second one is to check the solution of the transform equation using the original equation. In the event that the value of the variable does not satisfy the given equation, and upon checking there are no mistakes in solving or in your solution, then we are going to call that value of the variable as the extraneous solution. Meaning we have the value of the variable, but we are not but it does not satisfy the given rational equation. In um, in finding for the denominator, we'll be needing here the concept of sandali lang, plus 5 minutes lang. Wait lang, salita ako ng salita. Naka-mute pala ako. Okay, so again, in finding for the least common denominator, we will be needing here the concept of the factoring. So say for example, we have the given rational expression as 1 over x squared minus 4 plus 3 over x minus 2 is equal to um, 9 over x plus 2. So the LCD, which is the least common denominator, will be needing here the denominator only. So you have to factor x minus 2, but since x minus 2 is no longer factorable, that will be x minus 2. Since x plus 2 can no longer be factored out, we are going to leave that as x plus 2. However, x squared minus 4 can be simplified as x minus 2 and then x plus 2. I hope kahit na medyo masakit sa mata yung nakikita natin ng mga numbers, you can still follow my solution. If in case nalilito, you have to unmute yourself or use the chat box. Notice na pareha silang x minus 2, so isa lang yung kukunin natin. Ito namang x plus 2, parehas lang din sila, so isa lang din ang kukunin natin. Then, the LCD now is x minus 2 and then x plus 2. This LCD as x minus 2 and x plus 2 will be the one to multiply to each of this term. Okay? Nasa LCD pa lang tayo, hindi pa tayo nagso-solve. Okay, let's use this concept of LCD to solve this example. Kumukuha lang tayo ng LCD once na yung ating denominator ay magkaiba. Sa kaso ng number 1, dahil parehas yan na x minus 4 ang denominator, so pwede na ang magiging LCD mo ay x minus 4. So LCD here is x minus 4 kasi parehas naman siya na x minus 4. Ang sinasabi natin kanina dito, you have to eliminate the denominator. Tatanggalin mo yung denominator sa pamamagitan ng pag-multiply ng LCD sa bawat term of the equation. So, we have now 2x minus 5 over x minus 4. You multiply this by the LCD, which is x minus 4, is equal to 11 over x minus 4. You multiply that by the LCD, which is x minus 4. And you can divide here, which is 1, and you will be left with 2x minus 5 is equal to, you can also divide this, 11. And then solving now for the value of x, we have now 2x, 11 plus 5. So you have now 2x is equal to 16. So 2x here will be divided by 2 as well as 16. That will be divided by 2. So our x there will be 8. The solution will not stop once you have the value of x, because the second the second technique or the second steps that you are going to undergo is to check whether the solution of the transform equation is correct using the value of the variable. We can know if that's correct when the left hand equation is equal to the right hand equation. So checking, you could have 2x minus 5 over x minus 4 is equal to 11 over x minus 4 when x is equal to 8 kasi yun yung nakuha natin dito sa my left side. So palitan mo lang ang 8, wag mong basta-basta ipapalit ha kasi multiplication po yung 2x. Minus 5 over 8 minus 4 which is equal to 11 over 8 minus 4. So 2 times 8, that's 16. Minus 5 over 8 minus 4 is 4. This will be 11 over 4. 16 minus 5, that's 11 over 4, which is equal to 11 over 4. And therefore, the value of x is 8. That's fine. Now one is asking question. So let us proceed to number 2. Are you sure, huh? Okay. So we have now solved the equation 7 over x plus 2 plus 5 over x minus 2 is equal to 10x minus 2 over x squared minus 4. So the first thing that we are going to do there is to find the LCD or the least common denominator. So x plus 2 can no longer be simplified kasi prime na siya. And then x minus 2, hindi na rin siya masimplified kasi x minus 2, wala na siyang factor. Samantalang yung x squared minus 4, meron siyang factor na x plus 2 and then x minus 2. Tingnan natin yung magkakaparehas, isa lang yung kunin. Ang x plus 2, dalawa, isa lang yung kunin natin. And then the x minus 2, we also have 2x minus 2 there. Take only one x minus 2. So the LCD here is x minus 2 plus x plus 2. That will be multiplied to each of the term in the given. So we have there 7 over x plus 2. You multiply this by the LCD as x plus 2, x minus 2, plus 5 over x minus 2. You multiply it by the LCD as x minus 2, x plus 2 is equal to 10x minus 2 over x squared minus 4. You also multiply this by x squared, x plus 2, x minus 2. Notice that you can divide this. So you will be left with 7 multiplied by x minus 4. You can also divide this or cancel. So you will be left with 5 times x plus 2. Now remember, x squared minus 4, when simplified, that is equal to x plus 2, x minus 2. So you can cancel the whole denominator at saka yung x plus 2 and x minus 2. So you will be left with 10x minus 2. Okay? So you distribute this, 7 times x, that is 7x. 7 times negative 2, that's negative 14, plus 5 times x, that's 5x. 5 times 2, that's 10, equals 10x minus 2. You can combine 7x and 5x, that will give you 12x. Negative 14 and positive 10, that will give you negative 4, which is equal to 10x minus 2. So we have now 12x minus 10x is equal to negative 2. Transpose this negative 2, it's plus 2. Ay, sorry. Ayan, hindi ko na siya makuha. So this will be 12x minus 10x is equal to negative 2 plus 4. 12x minus 10x, that is 2x, is equal to positive 2. Dividing both sides by 2, that will give the value of x as 1. Okay? I am going to leave you the checking part. Kasi chinek ko naman siya, equal naman siya. That's the value of the variable is 1. Para makapag-save tayo ng time, iiwanan ko na sa inyo yung pag-check ng value ng x doon sa ating original equation. Okay? So I'll be answering hanggang number 4 and then you will solve the remaining problems. So let's try number 3. In the rational equation, there are problems that we can solve using rational equation, such as yung mga variation, work problem, distance problem, at saka yung upstream and downstream na problem. So when a certain work is done, remember na the more workers are doing the job, the faster they can complete the job. Pag mas maraming construction worker ang nagtatrabaho sa isang construction site, mas madali nilang matatapos yung trabaho nila. Pag mas maraming naglilinis sa bahay, mas madaling matapos yung trabaho. Yun yung konsepto dito ng work. Remember that work is equal to the rate multiplied by the time. So the problem goes like this one. Tristan can clean the garage in 3 hours, but it takes Angie 4 hours to do the same job. How long would it take them to clean the garage if they work together? Kung si Tristan lang ang maglilinis ng garahe, matatapos niya ito ng 3 oras. Samantalang kung si Angie lang ang magtatrabaho, matatapos ni Angie ito sa loob ng 4 na oras. Gaano kaya katagal kung si Tristan at saka si Angie ngayon ang magsasama sa paglinis ng garahe? Ilang oras? So, tandaan natin, wait lang ha. Tandaan natin na kapag dalawa na sila nagtatrabaho, mas mababa sa 3 hours at saka sa 4 hours yung kanilang matatapos na trabaho. Okay? For you to visualize the problem, I would appreciate if you are going to make a table. That way, you have a bird's eye view of what is given and what is being asked in the problem. Okay? So, if Tristan can do the job in 3 hours, he can do it in 1/3 of the work of each hour. So we have now Tristan and we have Angie. The rate of Tristan, the time of Tristan, and the work done. Okay, again, If Tristan can do the job in 3 hours, he does one third of the work of each hour. So the rate there will be one third. If Angie can do the job in 4 hours, she does one fourth of the work of each hour. Ang tinatanong dito ay how long. That means we will be representing the value, I mean, the missing part, which is the time as x. You can use any variable, you can use n, you can use m, depends upon your trip. So we know that the work done is equal to rate times time. So you multiply one third times x, that will give you x over 3. You multiply one fourth times x, that will give you x over 4. So the work done of Tristan plus the work done of Angie, that is equal to one complete job. Matatapos nila ang trabaho kapag magsasama si Angie at saka si Tristan. So, ang work done ni Tristan, ang kaya niyang maiambag kay Angie ay x over 3. Samantalang si Angie, ang kaya niyang maiambag ay x over 4. Matatapos nila ang trabaho in one complete job. One does not necessarily mean it's 1 hour. Okay? So, meron ka dyang denominator na 3 at saka 4. So, the LCD now will be equals to 12. So, you multiply each of the term, I mean, the LCD will be multiplied to each of the term. That will be x over 3 multiplied by 12 plus x over 4 multiplied by 12. To balance the equation, syempre, kung nagsasabon ka sa kabilang pisngi mo, dapat yung kabilang pisngi sasabunan mo rin, yung 1, i-multiply mo rin yan sa 12. Ang 12 at saka 3 can be divided, that will give us a quotient of 4. Ang 12 at saka 4 can be divided, that will give us a quotient of 3. So 4 times x, that's 4x. Ito po. Plus 3 times x, that's 3x, is equal to 12. So this will give us 7x is equal to 12. Dividing both sides by 7, our x there will be equal to 12 over 7, or x is equal to, when dividing it or converting it into mixed number, that will give you 1 and 5 over 7 hours. If you want to have a more precise answer, you can convert 5 over 7 into minutes. So that's 5 over 7. In 1 hour, there are 60 minutes. So that will give you 300 over 7. Ang 300 over 7, where's my calculator? 300 divided by 7, that will give you 42 minutes, 42.85. So that will be equal to 1 hour, 1 hour lang, not 1 hour, 42 minutes, and 51 seconds. So Angie and Tristan can finish cleaning the garage in 1 hour, 42 minutes, and 51 seconds. It's okay to me if your final answer is 1 hour, 1 and 5 over 7 hours. You don't need to convert to minutes and seconds kung medyo nahihirapan kayo. I just did the conversion for you to visualize yung 5 over 7 ay katumbas yan ng 42 minutes and 51 seconds. Okay? It's okay na nahihirapan because based on my experience, this is one of the hardest topic talaga nung nasa grade 8 and 9. Before kasi, yung topic na to ay nasa grade 7, yung old curriculum. Talagang hirap na hirap sila, especially if you have a weak foundation when it comes to factoring and other basic mathematics concepts. Can we do the last part and then you do the next activity? Silence means yes. Let's go now. So, a boat which moves at 36 miles per hour in still water travels 28 miles downstream in the same amount of time that it takes to travel 20 miles upstream. Find the speed of the current. I-analyze natin yung problem kasi maraming mga foreign terms doon sa problem. Lahat naman tayo, ay di ay, nakakita na ba kayo ng, ano naman siguro, yung river? Ano bang Tagalog sa river? O yun na yun. Um, i-try mo i-imagine na ikaw ay nagbabangka sa isang river na umaagos, dire-diretso yung kaniyang agos. Yung bilis ng boat, assuming na sinasagwan mo lang yung boat, yung bilis ng boat ngayon at saka yung bilis ng agos ng water, magpa-plus tayo kasi yung rate noong boat mo plus yung rate ng current ng water. Pero kapag sasalubungin mo ngayon yung agos ng river, yung bilis ng current ng water, maminusan natin ngayon noong rate ng ating boat. Yun yung downstream. Kung nasaan yung agos ng tubig, sinasabayan mo siya sa pagbabangka. Yung upstream naman, eto naman yung kung sinasalubong mo ngayon yung direction ng water. Isa pang example niyan, para mas ma-visualize mo yung downstream at saka upstream, same lang yan siya sa with the wind at saka against the wind sa eroplano. Sa mga naka-experience na makasakay ng eroplano. Kapag sinabing with the wind, yung direction ng hangin, doon papunta yung eroplano. So yung bilis yung rate ngayon noong wind speed plus yung speed ngayon ng eroplano ipa-plus natin. So mas mabilis siya. Samantalang kapag magkakasalubong ngayon yung wind speed, sasalubungin ngayon ng eroplano, doon tayo magma-minus. So that's the reason why if there are a strong typhoon, nagkakaroon tayo na ang cancellation ng flight kasi may mga instances na um, yung speed ng wind ay mas mabilis pa kaysa sa speed ng eroplano. Same thing dito. Okay? Kapag kahit naman sa mga barko, di ba, nagkakaroon din ng suspension. So pag sinabing still water, yung first sentence, a boat which moved at 36 miles per hour in still water. Pag sinabing still water, ito yung tubig na naka-steady. Imagine natin yung isang naglagay ka ngayon ng boat sa isang tubig na hindi gumagalaw, still water. Ang rate ng boat ay 36 miles per hour. Kayang makatakbo noong boat ng 36 miles per hour. Kapag downstream ang kanyang tatakbuhin, 28 miles ngayon yung tatakbuhin niya. Pero kapag upstream, 20 miles lang kasi sinasalubong niya ngayon yung agos ng tubig. The question is, find the speed of the current. Current, ibig sabihin, gaano kabilis ngayon yung current ng tubig. Okay? So we'll be representing R as the speed of the current. Anything that is unknown in the problem, you can represent it as a variable. You can represent as X, Y, M, and A, B. It's up to you. Okay, there's no template on what variable are you going to use in the representation. Then, as suggested earlier, we will be making use of the table. We have here the upstream, and we have the downstream. Now, this is an example of a distance problem. Remember, distance is equal to the rate multiplied by the time. So the distance here, the rate here, multiplied by the time is equal to the distance. Okay, so the rate is being asked in the problem kasi find the speed of the current. So kapag upstream, yan yung minus Sana naintindihan kung bakit tayo nag-minus dito. Kasi yung bilis ngayon ng current ng water, ma-minusan natin noong current naman, I mean, nung speed naman ng boat. So we have now the speed of the boat is 36. If that is upstream, so 36 minus R. Speed po yung R ng current ng water. And then, downstream, 36 plus hour. R, sorry, not hour. The time there is, kapag upstream, kaya niya mag-travel ng 20 miles. Samantalang kapag downstream, kaya niyang mag-travel ng 28 miles. So, i-multiply mo lang yan. Ay, sorry. Ang distance pala, mali ako. Ay, 20. 20 ang distance. 20 miles pala, saka 28. So, ang time ngayon, makukuha natin sa pamamagitan ng pag-divide ng distance is equal to the rate. So, yung distance natin ay 20, ang rate natin ay 36 minus R. Nakikita pa rin ba? Forgive me if I can't erase my solution kasi kapag binura ko yan lahat, mauulit, magbubura lahat ako. Mag-uulit. And then, this one is 28 over 36 plus R. Kapag ang bahay mo ay nasa Kanyogan at papasok ka ng Rizal High School, nagbabago ba ang distance niyan kapag ikaw ay pauwi na? Papunta kang school, tapos pabalik ka ngayon ng bahay mo, nagbabago ba yung distance na tinatahak mo o naglalakad ka lang? Hindi. So, ibig sabihin ngayon, yung upstream natin ay kaparehas lang din siya ng downstream. Kasi, magkaiba lang sila noong distance na tinravel kasi nga, yung isa with the water, yung isa naman is against the water. Ang upstream natin ay 20, over 36 minus R, which is equal to 28 over 36 plus R. Okay? We'll have to find the LCD here, which is ang 36 minus R. Hindi natin masimplify yan, so 36 minus R pa din. Ang 36 plus R ay 36 plus R pa din. Kaya ang LCD natin ay 36 plus R, 36 minus R. Yun yung i-multiply natin dito sa bawat term. 36 minus R, 36 plus R is equal to 28 over 36 plus R multiplied by 36 plus R, 36 minus R. And then you can cancel this and you can cancel this. You will be left with 20. 36 plus R is equal to 28. 36 minus R. I'll transfer my solution here. So we have 20, 36 plus R equals ano yung Christine? You want to say something? 28, 36 minus R. Ayan, mute ko na si Christine. Okay. Hello. Wala pa ang connection ko.
Medyo choppy.
Okay, let's multiply this. 20 times. Okay. Kaya pala. Okay. So let's multiply 20 times 36. You have 720. 20 times R. Medyo delayed nga yung aking ano, no? Next, 28 times 36. That's 1,008. 28 times negative R. That's negative 28R. Magkasama to. So 28R plus 28, 8R. Ito naman, 1,008 at saka ito. So negative 720. So 20R plus 28R, that is 48R. 1008, 1008 minus 720, that's 288. That's correct, John Mark. So dividing both sides by 48, R is equal to 6. The solution will not stop there. So thus, the rate of the current is 6 miles per hour. Okay? Sige, I'll give you 2 minutes siguro to process the solution. Okay. Now, it's your turn. Solve the value of the variable. You don't need to check ha para mas makapag-save tayo ng time. Chinek ko na yung lahat ng sagot. Tama naman. Pero you can also do the checking. So the equation is 2a minus 3 over 6 is equal to 2a over 3 plus 1 half. First thing to do is to find the LCD. Once you have the LCD, you multiply it to each of the term. I'll give you 4 minutes. Go. Ano yung LCD natin? Kasi pag walang LCD, hindi tayo makaka-proceed ng solution. So, meron kang 6, meron kang 3, at saka 2. Di ba yung 6, pwede mo siyang ma-factor as 3 times 2. Samantalang yung 3, prime na siya. So, wala na siyang factor. Ang 2 naman, prime na din siya. So, ang LCD mo, parehas siyang 3. Isa lang kunin mo, parehas siyang 2. So, yung LCD mo ngayon ay 6. Sige. Yung 6 ang i-multiply nyo sa bawat term ngayon. Oh, meron na pala sumagot, sorry. From Christopher Manson, X is positive, A is positive 3. From John Mark, A is negative 3. Oh, kaya yung sagot. What about the others? Diba pahirap na ng pahirap yung lesson natin? Kala natin nung dali-dali nung una. Sige, may 1 minute pa, no? Doon sa 5 minutes na aking binigay. From Jihaini, I hope I was able to pronounce it correctly. Jihaini Hajakmad. Tama ba? A is 3. From Ian Ocampo, A is also 3. Sige, we'll reveal the answer. For those students na hindi nagsabit ng sagot, okay lamang, ano? But make sure na sinubukan itong sagutan and then tingnan yung mamaya sa solution natin kung saan kayo nagkamali. So as we all know, the LCD there is 6. So you have to, yung aking working solution, you have to multiply 2a minus 3 over 6. You multiply it by 3. From James Pacheca, it's negative 3 is equal to 2a over 3. Multiply this one by 6 plus 1 half. You multiply this by 6 as well. So this is 1. So you will be left with 2a minus 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So that will be 2 times 2a. 6 divided by 2, that's 3. So that will be 1 times 3. So this is 2a minus 3. 2 times 2a, it's 4a. 1 times 3, it's 3. We have 2a, you have 4a here. So this will be minus 4a. You have negative 3, you have positive 3. So this will be 3 plus 3. So this is negative 2a is equal to 6. 3 plus 3. Negative 2, dividing both sides by negative 2. The value of a now is negative 2. Very good. I think the first one to get the correct answer is John Mark Angeles, and then we also have James Pacheca. For those students who answered positively, um, I understand na siguro nagkamali kayo sa pag-divide ng positive and negative answer. That's why you came up with a positive answer. So this is the answer. A is equal to 2. Right? Let's have the next one. Okay. Oh. The difference of the quotient of 2 and a number and the quotient of 3 and twice the same number is 1/5. Find the number. You have to represent the number as any variable. Go. You have to transform this one into mathematical sentence. Yung difference, of course, that's minus. Quotient of 2 and a number at saka yung quotient of 3 and twice the same number, ang is po ay equal. Alam natin ang 1/5. Ano, wala connection ko. Ate, wala. Bakit ang hina ng net ko ngayon? Malakas naman ang connection ko. Mababa na. Nakagbuo ng equation.
Hindi pa po. Sir, pwede pa guide kung paano po bubuuin yung
Sige, we'll
mathematical
try
center.
to give you the equation. Ano. We'll start the solution with the representation. So let n be the number. You can use x, you can use y, or any variable. Ito yung number na hinahanap natin. So the quotient of 2 in a number, when you are going to transform that into a mathematical expression, that will be 2 and a number quotient. Difference is minus. And then the quotient of 3 and twice the same number, that's 3 over twice the same number, is in mathematics is equal 1/5. That's the equation now. Again, kaya nyo bang ma-solve ngayon? 2 over n minus 3 over 2n equals 1/5. John Mark answered n is equal to 5 over 2. Hayaan nyo naka-fraction, wag yun ang gawing decimal. Maubusan tayo ng oras. Bigay ko rin sagot ha. John Mark's answer was correct. N is equal to 5 over 2. Ang LCD kasi natin dito, ang n natin ay n na yan. Ang 2n natin, you can still factor that as n times 2. Ang 5 natin ay 5 na yan. Walang factor yan. So same 2 na n, isang kunin, may 2, may 5. So the LCD there is 10n. 10 times 2, n times 2 times 5. So yun yung i-multiply mo dito sa bawat term, 10n minus 3 over 2n times natin sa 10n equals 1 over 5 times din natin siya sa 10n. Pag dinivide ko to, 10 divided by 5, that's 2. May naiwan ka pang n. 10n divided by 2n, that's 5. 10 divided by 5, that is 2n. N pala ito.
Sir, di ba
So
po
dapat
n
ito
po
ay
yung
10.
naka-10 po?
Sorry. Yeah, oo, 10. N pala to, hindi pala to 2. So this will be 2 times 10 times 3 times 5 is equal to 1 times 2n. So this is 20 minus 15 is equal to 2n. 20 minus 5, that will give us 5 is equal to 2n. Dividing both sides by 2. So our n there is 5 over 2. Very good. We'll have 9 minutes more pass again. This is the last one. Solve for the value of the variable that will satisfy the rational equation n over n plus 1 plus 5 over n minus 1 is equal to 1. Ang LCD natin dito ay n plus 1, n minus 1. Kasi prime naman ng n plus 1 tsaka n minus 1. So yun yung i-multiply nyo doon sa each of the term ng given n plus 1, n minus 1. Go. Sige, we are running out of time. Okay lang kung di nakuha, ano? We'll solve. Tingnan natin kung saan kayo dumikit. So it's n plus 1 kasi last 4 minutes na lang, ano? N plus 1, this is n minus 1 plus 5. I-multiply din natin to ng n plus 1, n minus 1 equals 1, n plus 1, n minus 1. So this will be eliminated. This will be eliminated. So you will be left here with n minus 1 plus 5, n plus 1 is equal to 1, n minus 1, n plus 1. So when you distribute that, that's n squared, n times negative 1, that's negative n, plus 5 times n, that's 5n, 5 times 1, that's positive 5. Ito naman, pwedeng hindi mo na ilagay yung 1 kasi same lang naman yan. So this will be n squared plus n minus n plus 1. And then, this will be n squared. This is plus 4n plus 5 is equal to n squared. Ito ay masisiro, n minus n. So plus 1 na lang siya. So we have now n squared plus 4n minus n squared is equal to 1 minus 5. Okay? So this will be 0. So this is 4n is equal to negative 4 Dividing both sides by 4, so the value of n here is negative 1. Question? Now that will be the activity number 4 to be submitted sa Google Classroom. Screenshot ni muna kasi bukas ko pa ito masustend kasi ah meron pa akong dalawang section tomorrow. Okay? If you are done, thank you for joining the class. Umalis po agad kasi papasok na yung next kong klase. Thank you for joining and see you next Monday.